So last time ang diniscuss natin ay isang method to solve classical physics problems. Calculus of variations. Talagang gusto yung magsiksikan dyan. Calculus of variations. And towards the end ng discussion, pinag-usapan natin yung equation na tawag dito. Ginagamit natin para i-utilize yung method na to, yung Euler's equation. Now, there's another form for the Euler's equation. So, tawag dito is the second form of Euler equation. And we can derive it in a similar way, starting from df dx. Now, ano ba tong second form ng Euler's equation? So, second form of Euler's equation. Okay. Ay ginagamit typically for functions that do not explicitly depend on partial ng f with respect to x equal to 0. Okay. So, yung f, if you recall, ay function ng y and y prime, and yung y at saka y prime ay function ng x. Okay, so ang idea dito is i-minimize natin yung tawag dito, yung j, na kung saan yung j ay dependent sa f. Okay, tapos basically to minimize yung j, unahin muna natin i-minimize yung f. So ito ay a total derivative, okay? Total derivative ito. And we're taking the total derivative of f na functional, y prime, tsaka x. Okay, and to do that, ang gagawin natin is kunin natin yung derivative ng f with respect to y, and then multiply by partial ng y with respect to x, okay, plus partial ng f with respect to y prime times partial ng y prime with respect to x, and then yung third, of course, ay yung partial ng f with respect to f. Okay. So, ito, ang ibibigay sa atin ito ay y prime, at ito, ang ibibigay sa atin ito ay y double prime. Okay. So, this, now we can write it's y prime partial ng f with respect to y plus y double prime partial ng f with respect to y prime plus partial ng f with respect to x. Tapos ito, itong dalawa na to ay pwede nating isulat as total derivative with respect to x ng y prime partial ng f with respect to y prime. Okay, madali lang natin naman makikita na true yan. Okay, kasi pag kinuha natin, expand natin yan, syempre yung first, di ba, yung first expansion, first term, treat natin for example yung y prime as a or treat natin yung partial ng f with respect to y prime as a constant. So, makakuha tayo ng dy prime dx, which is, so ang ibig ko sabihin is dy prime dx, okay, partial ng f with respect to y prime, pero ito ay y double prime lang. And then yung second term, i-treat natin yung y prime as constant. Okay, and then we get partial ng dx partial ng f with respect to y prime. Okay, ngayon, so d dx partial ng f with respect to y prime. Okay, Ay, hindi pala, sorry. So, hindi pala siya equal. So, this is entirely different. Hindi natin. So, from here, we get the derivative with respect to x of y prime, partial ng f with respect to y prime. So, this will give us y double prime, partial ng f with respect to y prime, plus d dx. So, y prime, partial ng f with respect to y prime. Okay. And gagawin natin is ito, itong term na to, at itong term na to, okay, pareho lang. So, isa-substitute natin ito minus ito dito. Okay? Or actually, ito at saka yan ay isa-substitute natin dito. Baliktad. So, this will give us d dx y prime partial ng f with respect to y prime. And the total derivative ng f with respect to x minus y prime partial ng f or yung partial muna ng f with respect to x minus y prime partial ng f with respect to y. Tama? And then yung last one, plus y prime d dx partial ng f with respect to y prime. Okay. Itong last two terms ay basically y prime partial ng f with respect to y plus or minus d dx partial ng f with respect to y prime. Okay, pero this is nothing but Euler's equation. Yung first form, di ba? So ito ay equal to 0. Okay. So itong last term na to, dito ay magiging equal to 0. Okay, so we'll end up with partial ng f with respect to x equal to or minus total derivative ng x, f minus y prime, partial ng f with respect to y prime equals 0. Okay, and since sinabi natin ang form ng Euler's equation, second form ng Euler's equation, does not explicitly depend on partial ng f with respect to x. So itong term na to will be 0. And this will give us d dx f minus partial ng y prime partial ng f with respect to y prime equal to 0 or f minus y prime partial ng f with respect to y prime equal to a constant. Okay, remember for partial ng f with respect to x equal to 0. Sa left-hand side, sa right-hand side. Ito? Right. Ito? So ito? Wala. Inano lang. Parang pag-develop tayo ng bagong equation na ganito yung form. Hindi siya galing. Okay. Questions? So, example, consider natin yung example 6.4. Sa example 6.4, meron tinatawag na geodesic. Alam niyo ba kung anong geodesic? Ano na? Line. Pero ano yung Ano tawag dito? Saan mo makikita tong line na to? Kasi anywhere, sa surface lang, sa kahit anong surface, di ba? So, pili kayo ng surface, drawing kayo ng line sa surface na yun, yung shortest path between tawag to, yung line that defines yung shortest path between any 2 points, yung tinatawag na geodesic. Hindi. Yung definition is surface eh. Yes. Well, kung nasa sphere siya, then naka-curve siya. Tulad ng path natin, di ba? Pag naglalakad tayo sa surface ng Earth, from UP Baguio hanggang sa ano, hanggang sa nga ba nakatira, Christian? Quezon Hill yun. Di ba? Curved path yun dahil sa curved surface ng Earth. So, geodesic. Well, it's not necessarily yung shortest line, di ba? Pero yung term ng yung geodesic is the shortest path between between any 2 points sa isang particular surface. So dito yung example na discuss natin is geodesic on a sphere, and dun sa examples after the chapter, at the end of the chapter ay geodesic on a cylinder. Okay, yung i-discuss o yung pag-aaral. Okay. So dito meron tayong sphere at tignan natin kung ano yung geodesic ng sphere. Okay? So tulad ng ginagawa natin before, nag-define tayo ng infinitesimal na length that covers the surface of the sphere. So pag sphere to, anong magandang coordinate system na gamitin? Spherical polar, right? So, syempre yung line na yon, yung differential na yun, describe natin by a term or a parameter ds. Okay, at in terms of spherical polar coordinates, so meron tayong r, theta, at phi, di ba? So, ano yung component ng ds sa r? Hindi, syempre dr lang, di ba? Component niya sa theta, r squared d theta squared plus sa phi, r squared sine squared theta d phi squared. Ay, so. Okay, ganyan dapat. Okay. Okay? Okay. Ngayon, may differential, since ang pinag-usapan lang natin dito ay on the sphere, okay, meron ba tayong differential with respect to the radius? Nagbabago ba yung radius nyo pag nasa surface na siya ng sphere? Wala, di ba? So ito ay magiging 0. Okay, so ang matitira ay ds squared equals r squared d theta squared plus sine squared theta d phi squared. Okay, or S is equal to rho, r, okay, then integral from point 1 to point 2, okay, any point, diba? D theta squared plus sine squared theta d phi squared. Okay, and then pwede natin i-factor out, square root. Pwede natin i-factor out yung d phi, for example. So S is equal to r, integral from 1 to 2 ng d theta d phi squared plus sine squared theta. So the one natin, then d. Okay. Ito ngayon yung ating theta prime. Okay, at ito naman dito naman natin makikita yung theta. Okay, so ibig sabihin, yung f natin ay itong nasa parenthesis. So yan yung function na f. In this case, ito ay theta, theta prime, and okay. Theta will actually hindi na bumato. So anyway. Okay, so yan ang ating tawag dito pag gagamitan ng Euler's equation. Second form ng Euler's equation. Ay, sige. Okay? Okay, so sulat natin dito, f is equal to theta prime plus sine squared theta 1/2. Okay, makikita natin dito na yung partial ng f with respect to phi ay equal to 0. Okay, ay equal to 0. Which means na pwede natin gamitin yung second form ng Euler's equation. Okay. So, ang second form ng Euler's equation ay ito. So, f minus theta prime partial ng f with respect to theta. So, f, sulat muna natin. F minus theta prime partial ng f with respect to theta prime. At yan ay dapat equal sa constant. So, theta prime minus or plus sine squared theta minus theta prime. Okay, anong partial ng f with respect to theta prime? One half. Ano? Theta prime plus sine squared theta negative 1/2. Diba? Equals a constant. Okay. Okay, tawagin natin itong constant na A. Itang gawin natin ngayon is i-multiply natin lahat by F. Okay, ito yung, remember, ito yung F. Okay, pag ginawa natin yan, yung first term ay theta prime plus sine squared theta na lang. Okay, minus theta prime over 2 equals sa A times theta prime plus sine squared theta raised to the tama ba to? Shoot. Ito ay squared, squared, squared. So, makakancel yung 2 dito. Mawawala ito. Okay, and of course, ito ay makakancel. Yung dalawa na yan. Ang matitira ay sine squared theta equals A theta prime squared plus sine squared theta raised to the okay na? Okay. Of course, ang only thing left to do dito is to to integrate, okay, solve for theta or solve for phi. Okay, now hindi na tayo magbabother dun sa steps, okay, ng integration. Instead, i-write na natin directly yung solution. So phi is equal to sine inverse ng cotangent theta over beta plus alpha, kung saan yung beta squared ay equal sa 1 minus a squared over a squared. And then pag nire-write natin yan, cotangent theta is equal to beta sine phi minus alpha. Okay. Okay, so paano natin paano ito mag-make sense? Well, ang sabi is you multiply ito by r sine theta. Okay, and this will give us, ito ay r cosine theta. After you multiply yung sine theta sa cotangent, equal sa beta cosine alpha times rho r sine theta minus sine phi okay, minus beta sine alpha r sine theta cosine phi. Okay, may mga in-skip akong steps dito. For example, yung expansion nito, di ba? And then yung multiplication nito dito. Okay? And then yung grouping. Okay? Pero kaya nyo na i-fill in yung steps. Okay? And if we let this equal to A and ito gawin nating B, then we get R cosine theta equals A R sine theta sine phi minus B R sine theta cosine phi. Okay, and ito is nothing but y. Okay, definition ng tawag dito, conversion from Cartesian to spherical polar, and then ito is x. Okay, and ito ay so we have z is equal to ay minus bx. Okay, and of course, ang tagal na siguro nung huli yung kinuha yung Mat 54. Ay, hindi. May mga nagma-Mat 54 pala dito. Anong klase equation yan? Z is equal to AYBX. Ha? Yung flower? Equation of a flower? So equation of a plane passing through the center of the sphere. Okay? So may sphere kayo, and then maglalagay kayo ng plane dun sa sphere na yon. Okay, and yung line na yon, okay, yun yung geodesic. Yung intersection ng plane at saka ng sphere, okay, ay yung geodesic line. Imagine nyo ba yung sinasabi dito? O yung interpretation? Siyempre, hindi tayo magaling mag-drawing, di ba? Lalo na kung two-dimensional. So imagine niyo sphere yan. Tapos, sa slice natin yung sphere na yan. So, paano ba natin sa-slice to? Ano tayo mag-drawing ng ano dito? Ng plane. Drawing tayo ng plane. Okay? So, yan yung plane. And yung plane na yan ay sa-slice through the sphere. Right? So, ito yung intersection ng plane at saka ng sphere. So, geodesic. Yun yung geodesic. Okay. Okay. Any questions? Any questions? So I take it na yun na dito sa classroom ngayon na yun. Hindi magdadrop. No? Ha? May bukas pa. Okay. So, sige, mag-solve tayo ng exercises. So 6-1. Exercise 6-1. So consider the line connecting x1, y1 equals 0, 0, and x2, y2 equal to 1, 0 and 0, 0, tsaka 1, 1. So madali lang yung sa Cartesian coordinate system, di ba? Ito yung 0, 0, and then ito yung 1, 1. Okay? So show explicitly that the function y of x equal to x produces a minimum path length by using the varied function y alpha x equals x plus alpha sine pi 1 minus x. Okay, so in other words, ito yung n of x natin. Diba? Ito naman yung y0 of x plus alpha x. So ang ipapakita natin is that para masabi natin na so ito yung ano y is equal to x, di ba? And then syempre, yung nx natin for some value of alpha, it could be this curve. For another value of alpha, it could be this curve. Then for another value, ganyan, and ganyan. So ang gusto natin ipakita is that ito yung line that describes the shortest path. And yan corresponds to alpha equals 0 from this equation. So yun yung parang objective dito. Use the first few terms in the expansion of the resulting elliptic integral to show the equivalent of equation 6.4. Okay, so paano natin sisimulan yan? Siyempre, kailangan natin ma-figure out kung ano yung tawag dito, yung F, di ba? Para magamit natin yung Euler's equation, Euler equation. Right? So, kailangan muna natin makuha yung functional. Okay, so, paano natin kukunin yung functional? So, Ito ay line, so ibig sabihin ang hinahanap natin dito essentially ay ds. Okay. So, anong gagawin natin para makuha yung ds? Well, ds squared, Cartesian naman to eh. dy squared. Right? Okay. So, ang s is integral from 0 to 1 ng dx squared plus dy squared is the or s is equal to integral from 0, 1 ng dy dx squared plus 1 square root and then dx. So ito na ngayon yung ating f. Okay? Ngayon, ano ang dy dx? Ang y ay given by this. X plus alpha sine pi 1 minus x. Okay, so, ano yung dy dx ngayon? 1 plus alpha cosine pi 1 minus x. Diba? And then, yung negative, right? Yung negative 1, and then yung pi. So, negative, and then yung pi. Okay? Okay. Then, dy dx squared is equal to so 1 squared plus 2 alpha pi cosine or minus, no? Cosine pi 1 minus x plus alpha squared pi squared cosine squared pi 1 minus x. At yan yung ipapasok natin. So, ang s ngayon is integral from, sige, mapalitan natin yan mamaya. Ano na yung ating equation? 2 plus 2 minus 2 alpha pi cosine pi 1 minus x is alpha squared pi squared cosine squared pi 1 minus x square root the end dx. Okay, since ang ano lang natin ngayon, ang tawag dito, differential na lang natin ngayon ay dx. Sumuko yung meron pa naman charge. Nagdi-disconnect yung ano. Okay. So, ano na nga? 1 minus x plus alpha squared pi squared cosine squared pi 1 minus x. At yung differential natin is dx, so ibig sabihin 0 to 1 na lang yun. Okay? Yung limits of integration. Okay. Now, we let u be equal to pi 1 minus x. Okay. So, lahat ng mga pi 1, ito, ipapalitan natin ng u. which means na ang du ay equals to negative pi dx. Okay? So this S, yung S ngayon will give us, diretso ko na, 1 over pi. Okay, and dito ang limits ay from 0. Pag 0 ang x, ang u ay pi, at pag 1 ang x, 0. So 0 to pi. Okay? And then square root of 2, 1 minus alpha pi cosine u plus 1/2 alpha squared pi squared cosine u. Okay, so again, nag-skip ako ng ilang steps dito. So this is actually an elliptic integral. Kung hindi nyo nalalang elliptic integral, wala na tayong magagawa doon for now. Okay, and alalahanin nyo na lang kung ano siya. So, basically, ang magiging solution nito ay isang series expansion. So, expand natin itong cosine 1/2, okay, by, expand natin yung nasa loob ng brackets, okay, using, tawag dito, binomial expansion. So, ito yung ating x ngayon. So, 1 minus x raised to the 1/2. Okay, gagamitin natin yun ng binomial expansion. And ganun din yung pag-treat sa elliptic integral. Okay, so ginagamitan ng binomial expansion. Okay, so this will give us s is equal to square root of 2 over pi, integral from 0 to pi. So pag nag-expand na, ito yung first term, yung second term is 1/2 alpha pi cosine u plus 1/2 alpha squared pi squared cosine u. Okay, minus 1/8 alpha pi cosine u plus 1/2 alpha squared pi squared cosine u plus so on and so forth. Again, nag-expand tayo dito. Expand natin. Okay. Ngayon, squared dito. Squared yan. Okay, so ngayon, siyempre yung mga higher order terms hindi natin i-consider. Okay, so consider lang natin yung first two terms. Actually, first three terms, okay? And then integrate. Okay, so pag consider na natin yung first three terms, anong mangyayari dito? Yung first term will be, so s is equal to square root of 2 over pi. Yung, ano yung first term? Pi. Yung second term, anong cosine ng pi? Negative 1. At yung cosine ng 0, 1. So negative pi, negative alpha pi minus 1/2 alpha squared pi squared. Diba? And then minus yung positive nun. So magiging twice ito. So mawawala yung 1/2. Right? Okay. And then dun sa third term, ano to? So negative alpha pi, okay, minus 1/2 alpha squared pi squared. Okay, and then minus dun. So, and then isi-square mo. So yung negative sign is retained. And then, i-add nyo lahat ng terms na yun. You'll end up with, so this will become square root of, pi cube over 16a squared. Or square root of 2 plus square root of 2 over 16 pi squared a squared. Okay. Ay, hindi A. Alpha. Alpha. Okay? So remember na yung SI equation of the, ito yung ating ano, ito yung ating J essentially. Ito yung ating functional, di ba? And dapat yung functional natin ay minimized. So dapat yung partial ng J with respect to alpha must be equal to 0. In this case, yung J natin is S. So kukunin natin ngayon yung derivative ng S with respect to alpha. Okay? At galing dito, anong derivative ng S with respect to alpha? Square root of 2 over 8 a pi squared alpha. Okay? And then, of course, evaluate natin yan at alpha equals 0. And this will give us 0, okay? Which is what we expect. Okay? So, pag alpha is equal to 0, minimize yung functional. Okay? So, in this case, pag alpha is equal to 0, itong functional na to, yung S na yan is minimized. Okay? Which means na, dito, kung babalikan natin dito, ito yung alpha equals 0. So, matitira is just this one. Okay? Which is yung gusto natin ipakita. Ayos? Ha? End ng chapter. 6.66-1. Okay. Okay naman. Labas kayo ng papel. Papel at ballpen. Ito lang, simple lang yung problem. Show that the shortest distance between 2 points on a plane is a straight line. Shortest distance between 2 points on a plane is a straight line. Any 2 points on the plane. Okay, so anong equation of a line? Siyempre, differential yung gagamitin niyo, di ba? Ano equation of a line? O anong starting equation niyo? Starting equation. Siyempre, line ko, di ba? Starting equation. MX plus? Bakit MX plus B? Bakit MX plus B? Ha? Pwede yung way. Hindi. Kasi equation of a line, kailangan yung minimize yung line. So, meron kayong line yung ganyan. So, shortest distance between 2 points is it's a straight line. Diba? Ngayon, syempre, ang una niyong iisipin is it's not a straight line. Kundi pwede siya maging any type of curve. Paano ganito? Diba? Any type of curve. Okay? We need to prove yung distance is a straight line. So, ano ang starting equation? Yes, ito rin. A squared is equal to x squared plus. Okay? Sige. Susulat naman yung S, diba? So, for S, and you'll end up with this. Diba? Tapos, oops. Yan na yun. So, ito itigil. Ang ganda na lang itigil kasi unang-una, hindi nyo alam yung y alpha of x. Kasi dito sa first 6 plus 1, diba? Hindi kayo yung y alpha of x. Right? Alam niyo yung n of x. Pero dito, hindi given yung y alpha of x. So, anong gagamitin nyo ngayon? Siyempre, masusulat niyo yung f. Diba? Yung f. F is equal to square root ng dy dx squared plus 1. Okay? Or y prime squared plus 1. Okay? Okay. Any suggestions the next step? Pwede natin. Pwede ka ng keyboard sa mouse. Hindi ka magkakapit. So, ano? Hindi natin alam, so gamit na yung parang generalized statement. Solve for yung equation for life. Ano ba ang generalized na statement na nilagalanan natin before? Sige, Charles. Why is it going to? Hindi, yun yung gusto ng ipakita. Yun yung actually. Ano dito? Finance. Dahil hindi natin alam yung M, di ba? M of X. Pero, ginawa na natin before na for any Y of X alpha, diba? And any F, pwede natin makuha yung ano yung function F. Right? Ano natin makuha yung function F before? Ano tayo general equation na? End up tayo with the general equation. Plus, like the necessary equations. Nalala mo po yun? Sige, ano dyan? Yes, Euler's equation. Yes, what is Euler's equation? Euler's equation. Indicate na. Partial ng F with respect to Y. Sulat natin dito. So, partial ng f with respect to y minus d dx. Okay. Equal to 0. Okay. Okay. So, ang f, ano yung f na nakuha natin? 1 plus y prime squared. Okay, so if we use Euler's equation on that, anong lalabas? So kunin yung, siyempre, obviously, yung partial ng f with respect to y ay 0. So yung partial ng f with respect to y prime ay y prime square root yan. Yung f to eh. F is, di ba? So ito is first term is 0, ang itong partial ng f with respect to y prime. Y prime over f, or y prime over 1 plus y prime squared. Diba? Kung ito naman yung derivative dito eh. And of course, isipin nyo, okay, may 1 half doon. Pero equal to 0 naman kasi siya. So, kanina hindi isipin nyo. Pero kung wala natin pala yung 1 half kasi may so you'll end up with d dx ng y prime over square root ng 1 minus y prime squared. 1 plus y prime squared. Equal to 0. Okay. So, hindi naman kaya derivative niya. Ano, di ba? So, with respect to x, di ba? So, ang isa pwede yung gawin ay integrate nyo na lang. Kasi pag integrate nyo, we'll end up with y prime over square root ng 1 plus y prime squared equal to a constant. Right? Okay, so ang mangyayari ay y prime over square root ng 1 plus y prime squared equals sa constant. Tawagin natin yung constant na yan as A. Okay. Now, solve for y prime. Solve for y prime. Yan yung mga binibigay sa inyo problems ng grade 7, algebra. Sige, pakaya mo ako solve sigaw nila. Solution. Square root of a squared minus square root of a squared. 1 minus a squared. 1 minus a squared. So in other words, lahat ng nasa right hand side ay constant. Tama ba? Tama? So pwede nyo lang ilagay as b. Okay? So y prime is equal to b. Okay lang? Pero ang y prime is dy dx. So dy dx is equal to b. Tingnan natin yung meaning y. Tama? Sige, so for y. So ano yung makukuha yung y? Hindi, huwag na natin gamitin yung b. Gamitin natin m para mas masaya. Dy dx is equal to m. So y is equal to mx plus some constant. Yun na lang gamitin natin na b. Tama? So anong lumabas na equation? Equation of the line. So the shortest distance between 2 points sa isang plane is an equation of a line. Ayos? Ayos? Galing, no? Diba? Okay. So may isa pang ano dyan, 6-3, show that the shortest distance between 2 points in 3-dimensional space is a straight line. Okay, pero wag nyo nang gawin yan. Oh, no, nakasawa na yan eh. Tama ba? O hindi pa kayo sawa? O sawa na kayo sa 161? Sawa na sa? Sawa na sa physics. Kasi kung integrate mo lang yan eh, di ba? So dy is equal to m dx. Okay, so na 6-4. Ang 6-4, okay, sinasabi sa 6-4 is show that the geodesic on the surface of a right circular cylinder is a segment of a helix. Kala nyo, nakatakas na kayo sa Math 54 nyo, no? Sino nga nag-Math 54 dito? Ngayon? Ngayon? Yung ngayong nagma-Math 54 ngayon? Kayo, last sem. Last year pa. Okay. Show that the geodesic on the surface of a right circular cylinder is a segment of a helix. Siyempre, meron tayong cylinder. Diba? Okay, so may cylinder tayo. Okay. At yan yung tawag dito. So, kuha tayo ng any 2 points dyan sa cylinder na yan. Ang gusto natin ipakita is a segment of a helix. Yung, yan ang gusto natin maipakita dyan. Okay. Ha? 6-4. 6-4. Okay. Saan nyo gustong mag-work na coordinate system? Cylindrical, di ba? Ayos. So, saan ang starting point natin? Siyempre, equation of a line na namang hinahanap natin dito. Pero siyempre, in terms of cylindrical coordinates. So, ds squared is equal to? Plus? Squared. Tama. Alala mo pa. So, d theta squared. Okay. Okay, so anong S dito? Sige, pag na ano niyo na, pag na derive niyo na, isigaw niyo lang. Okay. So, syempre you'll end up with, di ba ganyan? 1, 2, rho squared d theta squared r squared and then plus dz squared. Okay, ngayon, syempre pag-isipin niyo anong mas magandang ilabas, di ba? Pag nilabas niyo yung d theta, magkakaroon kayo ng dz d theta, right? Pero ang problema niyo ngayon, mag-integrate kayo sa z-axis, di ba? Along the tawag dito, uh, along the length of the cylinder, right? So anong ilalagay yung limits of integration ngayon for z? Okay, yun yung isa yung kailangan pag-isipan. Okay? So d theta dz yun. Ano? Ano ba sinasabi ko? Anong sinabi ko na ilalabas? D theta. Sorry. Pag d theta, mag-integrate kayo with respect to theta, ano yung limits of integration niyo? Mas madali, di ba? Pero pag dz yung nilabas ninyo, mahirap pag-isipan kung ano yung limits of integration kasi hindi nyo alam kung ano yung length talaga from z1 to z2 lang. Right? So, ang ilalabas nyo ngayon, mas magandang ilabas is d theta kasi anong tawag dito? Mas madaling mag-treat ng problem pag ganun yun. Okay? So, r squared integral from theta 1 to theta 2 plus ito ngayon ay dz d theta squared to the 1/2 and then d theta. So ano yung ngayon yung f? R squared plus z prime squared raised to the 1/2. Kung saan yung z prime is dz d theta. Okay? Okay, sige. Sabihin niyo lang sa akin kung ano yung final na solution. So ano niyo dito? Anong goal niyo dito? Kailangan niyo makuha yung anong kailangan niyo makuha dito? Kailangan niyo makuha yung z. Okay? So ano yung ngayon yung z? Buti pa yung pusa nagtatanong. Mas hindi ko siya maintindihan. Nagrereklamo ba yun? Mas naintindihan mo? Anong sabi niya? Yes, exactly. Pero remember, this is not a straight line, di ba? Kasi theta to eh. Theta, di ba? So ito, theta times a constant. Okay. So anong equation to? Equation to ng possibly ito ay equation ng ano sabi sa dito? Helix. Paano nag-equation ng helix yan? Kasi, imagine magbigay kayo ng different values of data. Tapos tignan nyo kung ano mangyayari sa Z. Start with from small data. So, may particular value ng Z. Habang i-increase nyo yung data, remember, ang data kayo i-increase ko na ganyan. Pero habang i-increase nyo yung data, tumataas yung Z. Diba? Tumataas yung Z. Diba? At anong shape yung form yan? Right? So, the equation of the line that describes, or so yung geodesic pala, sorry. Yung geodesic, yung isang cylinder. Okay. So next time na meron makipag-argue sa inyo na, di ba? Ang equation, ang shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line, kaya nyo na-improve, no? Tapos ang shortest distance between 2 points surface na Earth, kaya nyo na-improve kasi yung geodesic. Tama ba? Okay. Sige, 6-7. 6-7, meron kayong object ay yes. Snell's law. So sa Snell's law, ano ba sinasabi ng Snell's law? Fractional light is magbibend. Yep. Okay. So so sa Snell's law, kung meron kayong tawag dito, may medium. Ito yung medium or interface between two media. Okay? Tapos may ito yung normal line that describes this line perpendicular to the surface. Okay? Ang incident light, okay, sabihin natin pa ganito. Okay. Will bend. So N1, N2. Pag ang N2 is less than N1, ano mangyayari dyan? Inward or outward? Inward. Okay, so yung angle of incidence, remember that the angle of incidence, theta 1, is measured with respect to the normal line, will be greater than the refraction angle. Ay, hindi, baliktad. Sorry. N2 is greater than N1. Magbe-bend outward na pala. Okay? Okay. So, halimbawa, dito galing yung ilaw. So, pwede na tayong mag-set up ng so, ito yung distance, ito yung path na tinravel niya. Tawagin natin A, yung path na yan. Dun sa unang interface. At ito naman yung path na tinravel ng light Dun sa pangalawang interface, tawagin natin. Okay. And then, itong distance na tinravel along the horizontal ng incident light ay tawagin natin x. Tapos yung distance na tinravel ng refracted light from the very start ay tawagin natin d. Ayos. Okay, so in this case, anong equation natin? Anong starting equation natin? Well, ang hinahanap lang naman natin is distance between 2 points. Di ba? So, ang starting equation again natin ay ds squared ds squared is equal to dx squared plus dy squared. Okay, so, or s is equal to square root ng 1 plus y prime squared. Okay lang? dx. Yan yun. Tingnan natin tanggalin. Huwag muna natin lagyan ng integral. Okay. So pag ganyan lang, ang ibibigay lang nito sa atin ay straight line na naman, di ba? Right? Right. Okay. Now hindi ito yung tawag dito. Gustong patunayan dito. Ang gustong patunayan dito is that the shortest distance, okay, between 2 points uh, of a light ray traveling through different media, okay, is dictated by the shortest time. Okay. So ibig sabihin, kukunin natin yung time nito. Para makuha natin yung time, divide natin ito by velocity. Okay. Okay. So ang velocity dito, of course, yung velocity ng light. So ang ating F ngayon, so ang dt natin is integral ng ds over v. So ito ay integral ng square root ng 1 plus y prime squared over v dx. Okay, so ang f natin dito ay 1 plus y prime squared v. Okay? And pag ginamit natin yung Euler equation, syempre yung first term which is partial ng f with respect to x is 0. Pero yung partial ng f with respect to y prime ay pangatlong beses na natin gagawin to. 1 over v y prime square root ng y. Yan. Tama? Okay. So, kunin natin yung derivative ng with respect to x. This will give us 1 over v y prime over square root ng 1 plus y prime squared. At yan ay dapat equal to 0. Okay? Now, of course, equal ngayon yan sa constant. So 1 over v y prime square root ng 1 plus y prime squared is equal to a constant. Okay. Asan ba ang y prime dito? Y prime is dy dx. So obviously, ito yung y-axis. Ito yung x-axis. Or syempre pababa yung prefer natin. Okay. So ang dy dx ay, di ba? Ito. Yan yung dy dx. dy dx. Diba? Right? So ang y prime is nothing but opposite over adjacent. dy dx is nothing but opposite over adjacent. Kasi kung ito yung dy dx, ito yung angle natin na theta. Tama? Theta 1. So y prime is tangent theta. Okay, for both cases. For both n1 and n2. Pero yung tawag dito, yung ginamit na coordinate system dito is pataas. So pabaliktad. That's why hindi naman nagmamatter. Hindi nagmamatter kung ang gagamitin mo. So pag ginamit nyo lang yung pataas, negative tangent theta lang. And then yung V is of course, alam natin na C over yung index of refraction by definition. Okay. So ano ngayon yung 1 plus y prime squared? So 1 plus tangent squared theta. Ano to? Yan. Secant theta. Tama? So from here, n over c, tangent theta over secant theta. Ano yan? Equal to constant, di ba? N over c times sine theta is equal to a constant. N sine theta is equal to a constant. Which is Snell's law. Tama? Of course, yung idea na ang mini-minimize natin dito ay time is Fermat's principle. So the shortest distance is not actually a straight line, but is the shortest time for light to travel from one point to another. Okay? Questions? Questions? Wala. Okay, so next meeting, ang gagawin natin ay chapter 7. So, proceed tayo sa chapter 7. And yun yung, I think yun yung magiging parang last chapter natin.